Hello and welcome to another review. This one is for the 900 Global Wolverine Dark Moss. It's just Angel in this one on the house shot at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas. The house shot is similar to Kegel's Easy Street, just a little higher volume, so medium volume, medium length, and average difficulty for a house shot. This one is very easy math. The Wolverine Dark Moss is the same ball as the original Wolverine, just with a different color, and it comes out of the box now at 4K fast rather than the 1500 grit polish. Lacerate 2.0 core, 254 RG, 053 differential, and 15 pounds, S70 pearl cover stock. Since it's virtually the same ball, I left the cover sanded so that you can see what the out-of-box differences are or what difference the surface makes. The overall reaction and shape is very similar. It's a pretty rolly ball. Despite being pearl, it isn't super responsive. The original wasn't either. It's a Marvel pearl-esque roll, just longer and a bit sharper. Now what made it popular, I think, is that it's perfectly between something like an idle or a phase and a high road. We've had a gap in there for quite some time. It's either been the big strong symmetric phases and idles or the lighter oil high roads and hustles. Roto's MVPs attempted to shoot that gap a couple years ago, but they ended up being so aggressive that they were almost on top of some of that stronger stuff. The Wolverine isn't just in between on paper. It feels like a true gap filler between a phase 3 and a high road, hustle, or electrify. The Dark Moss is a perfect league shot ball. Medium strength cover, medium strength core, so it's more of a stronger high road type idea, and it works. I think people are split on the 4K fast finish. Some people like the factory polish, but for some it was an extra step to take it off. I personally like it. I think it's more consistent. It blends the reaction a little more. It also makes the ball hook a little more. Angel's also been fighting some timing issues lately, so the ball is getting started up earlier than it really should be, but it's still workable. Not everybody throws it perfect either, so it does help a little, I think, to see what the ball acts like when somebody's just off. It's pretty good at covering her mistakes, or at least keeping her in play. It's as forgiving as I think you could realistically expect something to be. It's actually a very familiar look to the recently released Idol Cosmos as far as shape goes. It's very stable and round shaping, just a full step down. It's got quite a bit weaker cover. After the debacle that left us 7 balls short in the lineup, it's nice to see some holes getting filled back in, as well as getting some solid complements to existing balls in the process. If you're the type that usually just buys 1 ball a year for League, or you're just getting back into the game after a long time away and don't know what to choose, I'd highly recommend looking at the Dark Moss. Like I said, I think it's a perfect league ball, plus a good benchmark for figuring out which way you need to go for additional ball purchases if you're getting back into the game. Looking at the original Wolverine, the differences are just surface. This one's a little longer and sharper than the Dark Moss, but the similarities are very obvious. The shape is halfway between round and continuous and an arc. It's almost a weaker Zen type of look. For those that don't mess with surfaces much or are afraid to change them, this is what you're looking at. Unless you go crazy, you're just making an adjustment to the hook potential and shape a little, but it's the same overall reaction. Surfaces are an important part of getting things dialed in for you personally, and I'm willing to bet that there are those out there who tried a Wolverine and didn't like it, but that would like the Dark Moss simply because of the surface adjustment. On the flip side, there's plenty out there that like the Wolverine just the way it was, so if you're put off by the 4K fast, just have your pro shop polish it up before they drill it and you won't know the difference. The Dark Moss releases alongside the reality check on July 29th. Don't miss that video and a chance to win a check. Details are in the review. The new super thanks button below the video allows you to leave me a tip other than that it's my money don't jingle jingle, not my money doesn't jiggle jiggle. Why would money jiggle, and what sense would that make anyway? Big shout out and major thanks to all my Patreon subs and my great Discord community that I don't talk about or thank nearly enough. If you liked Angel's jerseys, use my code Rosdahl10 to save 10% off your CoolWick order at checkout. Use my link to Bowler's Mart to buy your stuff. It really helps me out. SRGBBFS group on Facebook. Thanks Turbo, big thanks to Storm. Thank you for watching, and may the strikes be with you.